Speak through these words if they are worthy, Lord. If they are not, speak in spite of them. Amen. God's grace abounds no matter what. So today we have the beautiful, long parable of the prodigal son. The parable tells the story, as you heard, about a family, a father and two of his sons. The surface version of the story is the younger son wants to have a good time with all of his inheritance in advance, and he does just that. And then he goes broke. He can't find meaningful work, comes to his senses, and he goes home. Now his dad is overjoyed to see his son coming. He hugs him, he kisses him before he even gets toward the house, and he throws him then a party. And the older brother, the uber responsible one in every single way, he becomes angry. His father is rewarding the younger brother's very irresponsible behavior by throwing him a party the older brother never had nor even asked for. And the dad, wonderful doting dad, he tries to soothe his son and say that he adores him and loves him just as much, but that we have to celebrate because this brother of yours was as good as dead, and now he's alive and he's back with us. Now, Jesus told the crowd this parable because they had grumbled about who Jesus was hanging out with. This fellow welcomes sinners and eats with them. He told this parable because it's important for us to be reminded that the Father's grace in this parable is just like the grace of our God. It is deep and it is unconditional, and the grace abounds for both of his children, no matter what. The same with God. The Father's arms are open, his love is immense, and he gives it to them generously. His love is a river, not a pie. They don't have to do a thing to be loved by their Father, just as we don't have to do anything to be loved by God. We only have to accept it. We have to open ourselves to love. We have to trust just enough to let love in. And more often than we would care to admit, that can be very hard. This story, this family, could easily be our own. Who among us hasn't known a family where one kid seems to get everything and the other child resents it? I caught myself saying, boy, the dad was too gracious, too forgiving. He's just spoiling the younger son. Did that brat just eat his cake and still have more? The older brother seems to think so. It's easy to see his point, which is why Jesus had to tell the parable. Remember, the people were grumbling about sinners getting a place at the table. Again, I tell you, the parable of the prodigal son isn't about the prodigal son. It's a wake-up call to the older brother in each of us. It's a wake-up call to each of us who, when we hear this parable, say, that's not fair. No, not from how we look at it. It's not. But I'm reminded that God's economy and God's justice looks nothing at all like ours. God's grace and love falls on all of us, never-endingly, equally and alike. It's absolutely clear to me that God's love is shown in the dad. It's overflowing and it never stops. God's grace abounds no matter what, no matter who we are, no matter where we've been, no matter what we have done or left undone. God's grace abounds no matter what. I believe that it was hard for the younger brother to actually turn around and open himself up to love. He says, I have sinned against heaven and you, Father. So he feels guilty about what he's done. But not only that, he's ashamed. He said, I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Guilt's not fun, but it has value. It lets us know when we've made a hurtful mistake. Guilt is about our actions. But the younger brother had to battle shame about who he is. Shame is more sinister, it's more pervasive, it's more insidious. Guilt says, I did a bad thing. Shame says, I am a bad thing. Shame can keep us from giving ourselves to love. Shame closes us off to love because it convinces us that we are not worthy. And the older brother in me, the shaming taskmaster, who may only be my own inner critic, makes sure that I feel that way. The older brother in the parable has closed himself off to love as well, even more. Yes, he's good and he does well. He's a steady hand. He's good to have around. You can count on him to get the right things done. With his family, just like with God, it's good to be good. But the greatest thing to do is to love, to trust enough to take love in, even to risk the pain of rejection. But the brother, for all of his greatness and all of his goodness, his judgment and his anger and his bitterness and his self-righteousness, he holds on to them like it was his God-given right to have them. And he can't open himself up to be loved until he lets those go. Shame could have kept the younger brother away from his father, but he turned around and he came back. But the older brother is still at risk. He may not yet turn around from his pride or his resentment or his anger, and his desire to shame his little brother could keep the older brother suffering. What we don't let go of, whether it's shame or pride or resentment, keeps us from opening ourselves to love. God is ever ready to run toward us when we turn around toward God. And we're filled with love when we just open ourselves a little bit to it. It doesn't hurt to do good, but it's always best to be open to love. God's grace abounds no matter what. Amen.